BTT members and a couple of non-members. I'll explain that in a moment. Welcome to today's BTT Live. I hope you're ready for some movie and to some degree TV news. Today is a very big animation episode, as you can see. So I accidentally made this public through the BTT Movie Math channel. So anyone who's a subscriber there got a notification. I hope you enjoy the sampling of BTT Live. And if you enjoy it, I hope you'll consider subscribing to be a member, because usually these are members exclusive. So yes, non-members got lucky, especially if you're into animation, because that's what today's whole episode is about. And it's really interesting to see how the field is changing, not only with more money in play, but so many acquisitions. But before we get started, it's time for our usual traditional start to the show, and that's where are people watching from today. It's still dark and rainy here in New York City, as you can see. Thank you, Chris Laza. So I'm almost out of I have enough. I have my Nicki Minaj lipstick, and that's how much I have left. And then I have to find a new color. Let's see here. Maxime, still from Paris. Lucas, Belgium. Waffles and all. You're watching with waffles. Cassandra, sunny Los Angeles. I'm going to be there next week. Thais in the Netherlands. I'm sure I mispronounced that. Let's see here. Also, box office was in the Netherlands. Let's see here. Jaden from Hartlepool. Gavin from far, far away. Oh, are you in Shrek? You can ask him how he feels about his new, his rebooted series. Let's see here. Stockholm for Olbo. B King is in Vegas. Oh, Jad Roddy from Lebanon. Jad Roddy, I'm glad you could join today. This is a little bit of a treat for those of you who are in countries that you can't join. YouTube hasn't made membership possible yet, so I'm glad you get to be a part of the stream today. Alien Hitch in the Black Forest. Oh, Fox Cloud says, what's that lipstick color called? I'll tell you, but it doesn't matter because it's been discontinued. The Pink Print. Nicki Minaj makes good makeup. It's a MAC exclusive. Let's see here. I bought a bunch of them, but they eventually ran out. Diana is in sunny San Diego, but with a cold. I'm a little worried about catching a cold. Martin said, was Deadpool the secret movie that I tweeted about? I'm seeing a secret movie tomorrow? No, that's not the movie. And it's very secretive. And just to give you a little bit of a hint of what it is, I don't want to get in trouble with the place that's showing it. And since they're a little difficult and I've gotten in trouble before, I don't want to get into trouble again. All right, let's see here. I'll just do a couple more. William Wallace, that's great, from Clovis, California. Foxcloud just voted in Texas. Oh, that's excellent. I'm going to vote right after this stream. The polls in New York are open till 9 p.m. And that's one of the reasons there's so little movie news today. Hollywood doesn't want to distract you from going to vote. So make sure you go out and vote. I think it's really important. I'm not going to tell you how to vote. This is a democracy, the United States, and part of that is having a private vote. As I discussed this the other day, you can vote any way you like. So just make sure that you do go out and vote. Know about the candidates. Make an educated decision on what you think would be best for the country. And again, that's your business. But you really should. You live here. You should kind of participate. All right, so we have 3 stories for today. They're all, again, as I said, about animation. And the first one is very interesting. Let's see, I'm going to make sure I label it for those who are joining in after the fact. All right, so this is, you can see, they're doing not so much a Shrek reboot. Well, I'll be interested to see what this new Shrek looks like. So let me tell you the details, and then you can see how you feel about it. And what you think it might be happening. So Shrek, of course, is very important, a very important franchise to DreamWorks Animation. It's because it's the one that finally allowed them to challenge Disney for supremacy in the animation field. For decades, Disney Animation was the only game in town. The mouse had a monopoly, as the mouse so often does. And Jeffrey Katzenberg started out. If you are interested, I say this all the time, go rent Waking Sleeping Beauty, a wonderful documentary about the Disney Renaissance behind the scenes. Especially if you not only like animation, but you like the business of movies, it's a must watch. And it talks about Jeffrey Katzenberg, and he was very upset that Mike Ovitz was brought in to lead up Disney, and he wasn't promoted from within. Michael Eisner didn't promote him. So he was like, I'm out of here. It's a little bit like Jeff Robinov, who left Warner Brothers when Kevin Tsujihara got the top gig, although Jeff Robinov pretty much was never heard from again. He's starting to come back, but he's no Jeffrey Katzenberg. Although, of course, we'll talk about that in a second. So Jeffrey Katzenberg built DreamWorks Animation. Got off to a rocky start, but Shrek was a bullseye, allowed him, again, to challenge Disney. And for a while there, it was Disney versus DreamWorks. But DreamWorks, I think in large part because Disney is very aggressive and plays dirty, found themselves struggling. So they were hopping around, first they were part of DreamWorks proper, then they got split off into their own thing. They're hopping from studio to studio. Then they needed someone to buy them, and Hasbro almost did until Disney was like, if you buy DreamWorks, we're going to pull all our toys from Hasbro. And Hasbro was like, never mind. And so finally, Universal Comcast picked up DreamWorks, but Jeffrey Katzenberg had to leave the company. Now he's starting to do something in streaming. That's what he's trying to do. We'll see if it works out. It seems really silly to me, but who knows? So now that it's part of Universal, just like John Lasseter, when Pixar was acquired by Disney, it became the overseer of both Pixar and Disney Animation. Chris Meledandri, and hopefully he doesn't give anybody overly long hugs. Obviously, it was a lot worse than that, but you know what I'm talking about. But Chris Meledandri is going to head up not only Illumination Entertainment, which he's been the head of for quite some time, but he's also going to head up now DreamWorks Animation. And they have a big interview with him in Variety today to promote The Grinch. They often time these things to the movie that's coming out. So they're like, oh, look how great Chris Meledandri is. Go see The Grinch on Friday. And so he said, I'm sure they were like, what are you going to do about DreamWorks Animation, buddy? That's your new territory. What are your plans? And he said, I would like to bring back Shrek. And I thought it was very interesting. I'm surprised he didn't get in trouble for this, but he was like, I want to keep the original voice cast because, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I really want to bring back Mike Myers, Eddie Murphy, and Antonio Banderas. And I was like, where's Cameron Diaz? Like, that's really uncool. I think she's very important as Fiona. And she's still around. So the fact that he didn't mention her, I think that, interestingly, Illumination Entertainment doesn't have a great track record with female characters. Even Lucy in the Despicable Me movies kind of took a back seat in the last one. There are Gru's adopted daughters, but even then, I think it's very telling that he did not think of Cameron Diaz, to me, who should have been listed second, maybe third, but should have gone Mike Myers, Eddie Murphy, Cameron Diaz, and then Antonio Banderas. But I was like, whoa, he really dodged a bullet because most people don't care about executive interviews. So he lucked out. Now the question is, he said, I'm looking for new adventures for Shrek. I'm not sure what they'll be, and we haven't cracked it just yet, but we feel we're close. Now, I'm curious if this will pick up exactly where the Shrek Adventures left off, or if it'll be a soft reboot where they have the same voice cast, but they kind of have like a new origin story, maybe something like that. I'm also very curious as to whether or not there'll be a redesign of the characters, because that's not what Illumination Entertainment's vibe is, as you can see from this, the original animation there from DreamWorks. They're very Eurocentric, and so I would wonder if Illumination would want to tweak these characters, not only to make them more in line with what Illumination does, although I would think they would want DreamWorks and Illumination to seem like separate entities, right? But maybe also to seem a little fresher, like new, give them a little bit of a facelift so that they seem not too much like a throwback. I have to say, honestly, I'd at least want to see what they look like tweaked if I were Chris Meledandri. I'd be like, just to play devil's advocate, show me what we could do with these characters. It would certainly get a lot of attention. I recently rewatched the Shrek Christmas special last holiday season, and it was fun. And I got on a Shrek kick in the last year, and I rewatched a bunch of Shrek movies, and they hold up real well. So I think, it's interesting that they're trying to bring this back. It makes me wonder if maybe they are interested in any other DreamWorks franchises, like Kung Fu Panda, right? I would love to see Kung Fu Panda continue, even though it got not so good towards the end there. And then also, what about Madagascar movies? I think there's some potential there, too. It's also very interesting to see, there are all these mergers and acquisitions, and we're starting to see what happens when you have new creative leadership in place. What do Chris Meledandri's Shrek movies look like? That's going to be, I think, really, really fascinating. I like the Bryplot said maybe Fiona ran off with the handsome prince. That's pretty funny. All right, so that's the first story of the day. Second story of the day. I love this story. This story came out of nowhere in an email that I got from the Disney Store. I'm a big Disney fan, as you probably know. I'm on the Disney Store site all the time. I'm a little disappointed in their Christmas offerings this year. I was trying to buy some Christmas merch, and I was like, this is all you got this year? But anyway, they send me emails. So they sent me an email today, and they were like, we're announcing a Disney Princess subscription service, a box sent to your home every other month. And I was like, holy crap, This is such a good idea. It's going to make even more money for Disney, and I'm curious as to what the ramifications could be if this is a success. Because you might be thinking, I don't want a Disney Princess box. But would you like a Marvel box or a Star Wars box? And they should also, I think, consider making one for adults, because that's who has this kind of money, as you're going to see. These things ain't cheap, but you get a lot for your money. I'm very impressed with this. Subscription box services, like a blind box, isn't new. But it's been pretty niche up until now. So to have a major company like Disney jump in here and to do it themselves, not in partnership with anybody else, as a lot of brands have done in the past, is a big freaking deal. It's like Disney's like, why do I do anything with anybody else? I'm just going to do it myself. Just like they're doing streaming, they're also going to do subscription box services. So this is from the Disney Store. You can start, I like the Natalia's like, sign me up. You can sign up right now if you go to disneystore.com. I have the link here, actually. Let me get it. Because I was getting the exact details as to what to get. Here, I'll give you the link. So there's the link. I just put it in there. Oh, it's great. This is going to be really exciting. All right, but it is, as I said, expensive. So since Christmas is coming up, you might want to ask for this for Christmas if your parents are still in the giving mood, or anyone that you know. All right, so every other month, you're going to get a box from Disney. And it's going to be from a specific Disney princess. And here you can see is like the bell. They've laid out some of the bell stuff. And included in this box will be a video greeting from that Disney princess. Oh boy, is it animated or live action? I hope it's animated. That would be amazing. And so there's two different prices. So the cheaper box, well, it's $50. It starts at $50 if you sign up for 6 boxes, which is 1 year of boxes. If you wanted to go box to box because you're not sure you're going to like it, the price jumps up to $55 a box. That's not so bad. Yeah, I feel bad. Natalia's like, that's so much money. Again, ask your parents. Oh, Zengar, a Disney villain box. That would be amazing. All right, so that's the pricing for the cheaper box. There's a little bit more of an expensive box, but this box seems fine to me, especially when you see what you get for an additional amount of money. So what do you get? You get a Disney authentic costume from the Disney Store. You get a read-along book and CD. You get stickers, surprises, and other activities. And a $10 coupon when you spend $50 at the Disney Store, either online or at the actual location. I think that's pretty good. Then if you want to spend $75 for a box, you get 2 to 3 extra toys or accessories with each box every other month. I think that doesn't seem like you need to pay the $75 to me. I think that the $50 box sounds pretty good. No, Sarah, it's the costume is for kids, so you could order it, but I think a lot of what you're paying for you wouldn't be able to get. Jake Chandler says $55 for stickers. It's not just packed to the gills with stickers. That would be hilarious. Now Disney's like, give me $50. And we're all like, yeah, maybe I would, because I just love Disney so much. So, Batman Superman says, can it go to the UK? I don't know. I put that link in there. I'll put it again. Go to the link, see if they'll send it to another country. But I think this is a very exciting idea. I like the door it potentially opens to, again, as I said, Marvel and Star Wars boxes and boxes for adults. Because they could maybe put some really cool things in there like that we might be interested in. I used to be a D23 member because I liked the magazine so much, but I actually stopped subscribing because it was too much money. It was I think $75 for a year, and I didn't think I was getting my money's worth. And I kept writing them, and I was like, "Can you just sell me the magazine? It comes out I think every couple of months." And I was like, I think 4 times a year, and I was like, I just want the magazine 4 times a year. And they're like, too bad. So I don't know. I'm always tempted to maybe resubscribe. It was such a beautiful magazine, and if Disney does a good job with this, oh, is that personal greeting just a letter? God damn it. Well, at least there's a CD with the book. It should be a video. Instead of video greetings, maybe you get a letter and a video greeting. I don't know. This sounds pretty good. It's $50. I know that's kind of expensive, but I think if you think of it as a Christmas thing, like a holiday gift, I think it's not so bad. And I think, it's the gift that keeps on giving every year. It's like when someone buys you a subscription for fruit. This is a subscription for Disney princesses. All right. Zeke says, I heard Star Wars merchandise is just sitting on shelves. So that box should be cheaper. All right, Disney's like, go get your own box from the Home Depot and just sweep your arm over the shelf at Toys R Us. Well, Toys R Us is out of business. Oh, it's tough out there. All right, So that's the second story of the day. So now you know what to go bug Santa for. All right. Now, the final story of the day, I had to dig deep, although I'm glad to cover this story. I think, oh, Bryplot says you can eat fruit. That's hilarious. But this Disney princess stuff lasts forever. All right, so anyway, this is the third story of the day, and it's a nice story, so I'm glad I was able to fit it in here. But you can kind of see how slow things were today, that this is the level I had to go to. So meet Ramsey Naito. Ramsey Naito is an animation producer. She's worked in the industry for a long time in animation at places like Blue Sky and a whole bunch of, she even was at Paramount, Nickelodeon for a while, specifically in their movie division. Then she went off for her own for a while, and she was one of the producers on Boss Baby, which of course was Oscar nominated. Boss Baby, a lot of people make fun of Boss Baby, but I thought Boss Baby was a pretty darn good film, actually. If you haven't seen Boss Baby, I totally check it out. I think it's not only hilarious, but I think it has a really nice message about siblings, brothers and sisters. And I thought that the world building for the baby core was pretty cool, like the baby company. I liked that quite a bit. So she produced that movie, and now she's just been hired to head up Nickelodeon Animation. She's actually executive vice president. Someone said, how do you spell her name? It's Ramsey, just like you said, but the last name is Naito, Naito. So she's going to head up all of animation, film, TV, and digital, and oversee brands like SpongeBob and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And I'm sure find some other properties for them as well. Because, animation is big bucks these days, and everybody, as you can see, wants to have their own division. And of course, Nickelodeon is no exception. I think it's wonderful not only to see a woman in this position, but this is another example of Asian talent rising in Hollywood. And they've been doing particularly well behind the camera. So many wonderful producers, but also, of course, directors. And so for Jennifer Yu Nelson, speaking of Kung Fu Panda, the director of those movies who's trying to transition into live action, not going so well for her, but she of course also came from animation, an Asian woman, so it's really great to see all this progress, and congratulations to Ramsey Naito. If you're into animation, there's another face and name for you to know. All right, so those are today's three stories. As I said, a very animation specific episode. Let me clear up my notes for tomorrow. I kind of have to be like a machine here to make sure that I keep this BTC Live train a-rolling. And don't forget, tomorrow's stream is at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I have my super secret screening, and I want to make sure I get here on time. All right, so we're here for the live portion of the show. It's 4:22. We'll go to 4:32, and then us gots to vote. All right. Any questions that you might have? Oh yeah, Imre says Crazy Rich Asians is on streaming today. It is. It's doing very well. It's already in second place. Jake Chandler says, Grace, do you still have merch? Not only do I have merch, but I have a hot new design that I've been sitting on for months, waiting for broadband to work out a deal with YouTube so I can sell it directly through this site. And it's driving me crazy. I really am proud of the design. I did it myself, so I'm hoping to have it. I'd love to have it for the holidays. I wrote them an email today, and they haven't written me back yet. It's tough. It's tough for everybody. Check Film Fantastic. I'm not reviewing The Nutcracker in the Four Realms. It's getting to be like really major gridlock, not only with the holiday movies, but also awards movies coming up, and then the holidays themselves, and then I'm covering a lot of TV, as you can see. And I'm afraid Nutcracker fell through the cracks. I apologize. Andrew Production says, what's your favorite movie of all time? I'm glad you could join by accident today, Andrew. I hope you're having a nice time. My favorite three, I have a top three. If you have not, for those of you who've heard this before, please forgive me. My favorite are The Dark Knight, Saving Mr. Banks, and Rear Window. Rear Window is such a great movie. Jake Chandler says, how do we get a hold of the merch? All right, hold on. I had a link. Where is my merch link? I gotta get it. It's in some of the older episodes. If you go to episodes from a couple of months ago, that's where they are. Hold on, I'll get it. Because now I feel bad. 1 second. I used to have the link just... Is that it? I think that is the link. Wait a second. That is the link. I gotta label my links on my desktop. Nope, that's not it. Hold on. Keep the questions coming because there's a little bit of a delay. That'll be it right there. There we go. Hold on. Highlight, damn it. Here you go. There you go. Let me make a link. Okay. Did it. All right, who's my favorite Disney princess? I love all the Disney princesses. I do like Aurora quite a bit. I just love Disney princesses so much. I didn't even see Nutcracker, Dennis, so I can't. Yeah, Batman, Superman. This light, when it's really gloomy outside, it gives me a problem with lighting. I can fix it a little bit. Here, let me fix it. Please forgive all the clicking. That should help a little, but not much. Okay. Maxime says, who should play young Willy Wonka? I'm kind of into Rami Malek, quite frankly. I would love him to get it. Okay. Ryan says, are you in a theater seat for Once Upon a Deadpool? I'm kind of hope they have a press screening and I get to see it. I really want, because I think it's important to invite the press to that movie so that we can tell you if there really is a genuine, well, I mean, there's definitely going to be new material, but if there's enough to make it worth paying to see it in theaters. Let's see here. My Halloween was excellent, box office boy. Thank you for asking. Brand Singer C says, what do you think is the best we can expect from Dark Phoenix as far as satisfying the long-term fans? Let's see if it even gets released. I'm suspecting this thing's just going to keep getting pushed back till it ends up on the streaming service, quite frankly. As long as it's not absolutely horrible, I think that would be nice. And some really good VFX would be cool. I like that one shot from the trailer when like the Phoenix Force went into her. I thought that was pretty cool. The Movie Lover, worst movie of the year, Hereditary. I'm glad you guys think the clicking is cozy. And Z, I'm glad you're okay. Z's in Kuwait and they had a very bad flood. Czech film fantastic. What does Captain Marvel have to make opening weekend? It's got to be on the level of Wonder Woman for people not to say that. I mean, that's what people are going to say. I personally don't think it needs to clear 100 million, to be honest with you. I think if it does anywhere like 70 to 80 or even in the 60s. I mean, I got to see what the Rotten Tomatoes score is. Katie says, will I be reviewing the secret movie that I am seeing? I have, as soon as they tell me I can. It's under strict embargo. Like, I can't even tweet about it. When I got the invite, I was like, ooh. That's right, Richard. I really did not like Hereditary. Amp says that because I haven't seen Overlord. I'm going to miss Overlord because of my trip. I just have too much going on this week. I got major preparations to do for my Fantastic Beasts coverage. Let's see here. This says, I'm sure I'm mispronouncing your name. Captain Marvel is going to surprise us with such an important film, 150 opening. That would be really impressive. I don't know about that. Hope she can crack a smile. Maybe then Brie Larson will smile, right? It's not Mary Poppins or Aquaman. It's from a smaller company. Let's see here. The Secret movie is not like a major blockbuster, but it's a film that I think people are incredibly interested in. That's how I would describe it. Like, it's weird. Like, you're not going to be able to think of it, but when you hear it, you'll be like, oh yeah, that is a really good one. That's a pretty good guess, Katie, but that's not it. All right. We've got like 5 minutes. Chris Lazarus says, give us the tea, Grace. Spill it all. I don't have any tea for you today. I apologize. Oh, thank you, Rolando. Hair is a constant struggle. The AL show says, considering so many films are coming out on the Christmas season, what do you think the effect will be on the Deadpool PG-13 cut? Like, would it be on par with the other big releases? I think that it's very smart to do a limited release and the charity angle, and I really feel that people will be like, I gotta see it. And that's why they should put it out to reviewers, so again, we can let you know. I think it's very competitive, to be honest with you. I think it's definitely going to take money away from Bumblebee. Like, Bumblebee seems so cutesy. I think you'll be like, Bumblebee or Deadpool, Once Upon a Deadpool. And I think parents will be like, thank you. Rob Aldred says Claire Foy's Oscar chances. For Girl with the Spider's Web, 0. Let's see here. Czech Film Fantastic is also curious about that question. Hi, Speed Force. The Shrek reboot is not live action. It's from Chris Maledandri. Zeke said, did you see any of the New York City Marathon? I sure did. It was fantastic. I saw them running. I saw the police. They had major security. I saw a guy in a cool FBI jacket. And it was just, one man was, I was like getting pretty emotional because of all the feels. And then one guy was running and like he had like a cape on and a hat, and he was taping the crowd, taping him, and he was a runner, and tears were streaming down his face, and that really got to me. That made me cry. I was like, you're awesome, buddy. Matthew says, does First Man have any Oscar chances? Dwindling by the day, in my opinion. I hear it's a very strong contender in visual effects because they were able to recreate the 1960s space situation today and make it look very authentic, like it was actually that time. Anna, I hope your sister had a good time with the marathon. Oh, for Claire Foy for First Man. No, I don't think so at all. The Golden Globe nominations are pretty darn close, though. They come out on December 6th, so we'll really have a good idea of what the award season is going to be like very soon. Jerry says, Wreck-It Ralph 2 box office prediction. I'm not sure. It's projected to come in like 60 over the 5-day period. I mean, as I've told you, I think that it got a lot of attention because of the cameos from other Disney properties, but Wreck-It Ralph, I think, is still a small brand, and they're probably going to be, I don't know if they're going to, we'll see how it does. I'm very excited for the movie, quite frankly. The embargo lifts next week. My voice is starting to get a little rough. We have 2 more minutes. Chris Lazda says, how gay is Fantastic Beasts? Us LGBT folk want to know. You've seen it all. There ain't nothing more than what you've seen. I think they hold hands, but not like in a romantic way, like in a like in a grasping, like a deal kind of way. So absolutely nothing. I'm kind of upset with JK. You'll see it in my review. Let's see here. Max Bingham says, when do you think we'll get a Charlie's Angels teaser or photos? I don't know. I think it's a little early. Jade says, what did you think of the first look at Bane in Gotham? Did not like it. Rare misfire for that show, but I'm very excited for the final season. I really want it to go to DC Universe streaming. Maxime says, we need to talk about Paddington with some excellent emojis. New director for the 3rd movie and last director hired by Disney for Pinocchio. I didn't see the story about who the new director is. I would light a little bit of a fire under Paddington. I was disappointed that he didn't do better in the United States. I think they need to do a little something different. So I'm okay with the change because David Heyman's still producing, and I have a lot of faith in him as a producer. That's right, Dennis. I need to not just spill the tea, but drink it as well for my poor throat. Okay, I'll do 2 more questions. Rolando says, question, Grace, do you think that the second weekend box office for Bohemian Rhapsody will go up or down? It's definitely going to go down. The question is, what's the hold? If it can have something like with a 4 in front of it, like in the 40th percentile, that would be really stellar. I hope that's the case. All right. Jadradi says, Lion King trailer prediction. You would think maybe at Christmas, but as Sarah just asked for the Aladdin full trailer, that's got, Disney has such a traffic jam. Maybe an Aladdin full trailer for Mary Poppins, and maybe a teaser for Lion King. Thank you, Rolando. Let's see here. Bryplot says, Grace, do you think Alec Baldwin has done damage to his career? His talk show is already doing horrible with the ratings. It was doing horrible before he supposedly punched somebody in the face over a parking spot. I think that Alec Baldwin's as big as Alec Baldwin's ever going to get, quite frankly, and I can't believe ABC gave him a talk show. Oh yeah, Drabrano says, what about Toy Story 4 promo? Exactly. Where the heck is that? I would think maybe before Wreck-It Ralph, but that would be a wonderful treat. I hope it doesn't come while I'm... Actually, I just have to get up really early for trailer reactions when I'm in Los Angeles next week. All right, one last question. All right, the movie lover says, do you think Bohemian Rhapsody will be a contender? I think for Rami Malek it will be, and that's probably it. I can't, maybe costume design, but I don't think so. I think Rami Malek, and that's it. All right, everybody, thank you so much for joining me today. Don't forget that tomorrow's stream for BTT members only, for those of you who were able to join today, again, I hope you had a good time and hope you'll consider joining so you can usually come in. These streams are every Monday through Thursday, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But tomorrow's, don't forget, is at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm not going to be on vacation, Zachary. I will be doing a lot of work and videos will be going up just as usual. Well, not totally as usual, but I'll be definitely covering stuff. And videos should be going up for the most part every day. All right, have a lovely rest of your day. Go vote if you haven't voted yet already in the United States. That's what I'm going to go do. See you later. Bye. Bye, everybody. Bye-bye. 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 Bye. Bye.